had played one career playoff game, and it was one of the worst performances of any quarterback in a playoff game in the last decade. So you're damn straight I want, if not fully guaranteed, double his guarantees, $200 million in guarantees. That's Lamar's stance. He's not moving. Here's the Ravens' stance. And this is where I think a lot of the media actually agrees with the Ravens, but in some regard, but is afraid to say it because so much of the initial Lamar Jackson criticism was so obviously racially coded and has been so clearly proven incorrect. Nobody wants to be lumped in with those people. However, if you're the Ravens, are you fully confident in Lamar's development as a passer? No. Are you fully confident in Lamar's ability to stay healthy? No. So are you fully confident that $200 million guaranteed is a good idea? Probably not. So rip the Band-Aid off, because there are teams out there that will absolutely give him the contract he wants and right now, this moment, give you massive draft compensation. And I'll go through those teams in just a second. But before I do that, one other note on Lamar and the franchise tag. Because I think some people are like, well, just offer him the franchise tag. And what's he going to do? Sit out the year? Maybe. I think it's on the board. I think it is fair to say that Lamar did not finish out this season because he was dealing with an injury and because he had no long-term security. He was not going to put himself at risk. So could he potentially refuse to sign it? Absolutely. Even if he were to sign it, though, if you're Baltimore, are you fully confident that this player with this style of play, if he gets dinged again near the end of a season for what would be the third straight season, when once again he would have zero guaranteed dollars remaining coming to him after this year, that you're not going to be in the exact same spot you were in the last two seasons? We're a really good team. We could be the top overall seed. We could go to the Super Bowl. Lamar gets hurt and we're sunk. I don't know how you could be confident in that if you're Baltimore. So if you're not going to swallow hard and give him $200 million guaranteed, which is reportedly where his starting point is, then I've got some trades for you. And I think these are trades that I don't know if you could make. You obviously can only make one of them. I don't know if all of these teams would do these trades, but I'm sure at least one of them would. Call up the Colts. You've been on a quarterback carousel for the last, since Luck retired. The number 4 pick might be no man's land. You might end up trading this exact package just to move up to number 1 to take 5'10" Bryce Young. What about the number 4, the number 35, and a future and next year's first for Lamar? And if the Colts say no, call up the Raiders and say, okay, what about this? The number 7, your second rounder, number 38, and your first and your second next year for Lamar Jackson. Go down the board. Call up Atlanta. Atlanta, I think, would be a ton. Lamar and Kyle Pitts on turf in that city. The number 8 pick, the number 45 pick, and a first rounder for Lamar Jackson. Or call up, and you might have thrown a second rounder there as well. And I don't know if we have the Jets graphic ready or not, but it's a similar idea. And the Atlanta should have had a second rounder on there. That's my mistake. These are all very similar trades. 2 1s and 2 2s for Lamar. And for all of these teams, the other part of it is obviously you are having to sign Lamar to a deal. If you're Baltimore, for any of these trades except for the Jets one, you might be able to draft your quarterback with the pick you've acquired. But then there is this pushback, and I got one more trade to show you, but don't put it up yet. Well, the Ravens have built an offense specifically around this style of quarterback. Okay, fair. So if you're Baltimore, do you quietly call the team with the most cap space in the entire NFL, a team that hasn't had a franchise quarterback in 70 years, a team that is going to be looking to spend money, probably more money, they probably have more money than they can spend, and say, you want to do a very simple trade? Your mobile quarterback on a rookie deal for our established quarterback? Call up the Bears and just see Lamar for Justin Fields. And then the Bears can do whatever they want with the number 1 pick, trade that down and get more assets, and the Ravens can start this thing over just start over the clock on the paying the quarterback, maybe with a guy that they're more comfortable with. Because if you're not comfortable in paying Lamar Jackson right now, you're not going to be comfortable paying him a year from now, and what you are able to get back for him just gets worse and worse and worse as time goes on. All right, so the Ravens quarterback franchise tag decision is complicated. The Giants one is not at all. So reportedly, allegedly, Daniel Jones wants $45 million a year. Spoiler alert, that's not happening. So the Giants, to me, have the easiest decision any team's ever had when it comes to this. They are franchise tagging Daniel Jones. And not the $45 million exclusive one, the $32 million, yeah, if someone wants to come in and give up 2 first-round picks for Daniel Jones, go right ahead. But that's the easy part. Here is the harder part for the Giants and what they want to do, what they should do with Daniel Jones. Franchise tagging him is simple and obvious. This next part is going to take some real fortitude by Brian Daboll. You need to treat him next year like he's an actual NFL quarterback, not this running back, quarterback, power back hybrid that we're just happy he stopped turning the ball over. Daniel Jones this year threw the ball for more than 230 yards 3 times all season. Once against the Lions, terrible pass defense, and twice against the Vikings, one of the worst pass defenses in the league this year. 3 games all year, not more than 300 passing yards, not more than 250 passing yards. 3 times all year, more than 230 passing yards. Daniel Jones all season had 15 passing touchdowns. If you are going to franchise tag him and use this year to determine whether or not he can be your long-term answer at the quarterback position, then it is incumbent upon you, even if it doesn't give you the best chance to win week to week, to ask him to play quarterback like an actual NFL quarterback. Multi-level reads, drop back passing, read the defense, layered throws. And if he can't, then you have your answer. If he can, then you give him the long-term deal. But if they franchise tag him and run the same paint-by-numbers, quarterback power-heavy offense, you are not going to have the answer to the only question that matters for you. Can this guy be your quarterback for the next 5 years? And so for Brian Daboll, guy many people thought was coach of the year this year. I don't know, did he win it or Sirianni win it? I don't even remember. But I thought Daboll did a hell of a job. You've got to be willing to, I think you won it, you've got to be willing to potentially take a small step back in service of the greater good, which is answering the only question you need to answer. Can this guy be our long-term quarterback?
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.